Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is StCheshire and I am here to try out Wildstar. What is Wildstar? To be precise, it is a sci-fi MMO which takes place on a planet called the Nexus, where a mysterious and powerful race known as the Elden have disappeared, leaving behind a wealth of technologies and secrets for players to explore. It is a game that has been developed by Carbine Studios, who have also worked for Blizzard in the past, specifically World of Warcraft, so expect to see plenty of WoW elements in this particular MMO, but the game is published by NCSoft, who have also released MMOs such as City of Heroes, Lineage, and Guild Wars. Some of you may recognise them from those titles and know what to expect. This here's my character. His name is Cobalt Rainstorm. He's one of the, I can't remember exactly what the race is called, but yeah, you can see he's like a cat space cowboy type person. And yeah, this game actually went live on June 3rd last year, where it gave players two methods of paying for the game, as with most new MMOs. The first was a monthly subscription, and the second was to allow players to purchase with real money an in-game item called CREDD, which granted 30 days of playtime and is tradable to other players for currency, just like the WoW token. But this was badly received as many players hated microtransactions and subscriptions, and it didn't sell very well. So many players refused to continue playing due to the subscription fee, and soon enough the game was going to be free to play, and that's what brings us here today. So let's jump right in and I will show you what it's all about. I've played several hours of this game. I've gotten past the main tutorial bit, so I think I'm on the first off-world for the Exiles. Yeah, I could definitely see some WoW elements here. I generally do play a lot of MMOs, and I'm quite enjoying it so far. I like the style. I like the class. I like the classes. They're interesting and unique. Once this loads, I'll show you what class I'm playing. Here we are. It looks very stretched, doesn't it? You can see quite far. I've got the camera distance up to max. Look at it. This is actually the first new world I've been to, and I gotta say I'm generally impressed. The environments are very colourful and detailed, and I really like the interface. It's got all my abilities here. Yeah, the class I'm playing as is the Spell Striker, which is like a long-range fighter. Uses abilities like Quick Draw, which is just a spammable attack. You've got your Charged Shot, which is quite self-explanatory. You've got your Teleport, which is actually really useful for avoiding enemy attacks, and it actually stuns them for a while. And yeah, there's all my equipment that I've got so far. I've actually been playing with a couple of friends, and we're really enjoying it. So first off, before we go into any more detail, I will show you the options. Now, before now, I've never actually tried this game out, and seeing as it's become free to play, now would be a really good time to try it out. The options menu is fairly basic, not as much as I thought it would be, but as for my system, the performance runs rather good. I usually get 120 FPS, but sometimes I notice the frame rate drop to around 40, 30 in like some areas. I don't know what is causing it. It might just be related to lag. So this game doesn't even seem that demanding, and I've got a GTX 970, which is more than enough for the requirements of the game. And the frame rate just randomly plummets, so no idea about that. It's still very playable, but it's just a bit annoying. Back to the options menu. There's several options here, as to be expected with an MMO. You have standard camera settings like view distance, it's even got horizon view distance, got clutter distance, max camera distance, and field of vision. You can generally see really quite far. I'll show you that in a bit. And you can actually pull the camera as far back as you want as well, which is really good. As considering it's a third-person game, you want the camera to be as far back as possible, like for raid purposes and for seeing everybody on screen. And yeah, you can freely change these settings with the sliders here, as you would expect. I've got everything turned up to max at the moment. And here we can have a look at the advanced settings. Again, there's not really much to look at here. We've got standard texture quality. It goes from low, medium to high. Would like to see a bit more, but yeah. Also, the anti-aliasing option in this is fairly weird. It only has 3 options. It's got, as you can see, it's got bilinear, trilinear, and only one form of anisotropic. I can't tell you exactly what it is. I'd love to tell you, but it just says that, and like you can't tell if it's 2 times, 4 times, 8 times, or even 16 times for that matter. I don't know why the developers decided to do this, because it confuses the hell out of people. So yeah, you've got dynamic shadows here. Oh, look at this, they've got options for FXAA. It goes all the way up to 5, odd number to stop at. I've got it at 2 at the moment, which is just how I prefer. And FXAA takes a lot of the frame rate anyway, so I keep it at that level, which doesn't seem to affect the frame rate that much. You've got clutter density and low, medium and high for that. You got your small object detail, particle scales, group spells effects, and here's an option I've not seen before. It's called surface material quality, which I assume is another form of post-processing. So, and it only goes up to like normal, so I just left it at normal. You've got your render resolution here, only goes up to, it has ultra low, low and normal. I just got it on normal for now. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the options menu. So we'll go into more gameplay details now. Yeah, as you can see, the UI is generally like an MMO. You can walk around, interact with people, and to do you've got your quests like by here. This is your quest. This is your quest layout. I've got about 3 quests available right now. So I'll just go ahead and do some of them. Also, this is pretty cool. You can click on the quest and it'll show you how far away you are from your objective, which is what I like. So I'll try and avoid spoilers here. Just explore the world a little bit. It's very Ratchet and Clank, Crash Bandicoot-y, as I can see. It's got a very unique style to it. You can also double jump. You can the movement is really good. You can roll like that. You strafe left and right. The movement is very fast. It feels very real time compared to most MMOs, which is kind of good. I've got an explorer mission there. Oh, I'll tell you what those are. Like when you start your character, you get to choose a path, which each have their own side missions, and I've chosen the explorer path, and most of mine are like recon, exploring new areas of the land and stuff like that. So where are we going here? I'll show you a bit of the combat as well. So you can target enemies with tab, and if I just press Q here, I can start attacking like that, and you can see I can aim it freely. I will use charge shot. So yeah, it's very real time, and I really like it for that. It doesn't feel like your generic MMO when the combat is concerned. Okay, there we go. You can also see where the enemy's tagging you as well. You can pick up loot, which is always good. Gotta rescue this keeper here. You can easily see where your quests are because all the icons pop up and stuff like that. Charge shot again. I'll show you what that teleport move does. It's so cool. I actually like that move. Yeah. I love the combat system, if I'll be honest. The core, it feels really good. It's like you're not always sitting around. You're generally just on the move, avoiding enemy attacks, taking up new combinations. I'm only like level 4, but so far I'm really liking the way this class works. It kind of feels like the hunter, if I'll be honest with you. Oh, and I leveled up as well, level 5. And you can see your rewards here. And like it shows you the abilities you get, it shows you the boosted attributes and all that. The questing in this is very much like WoW, but I think it's a bit easier to manage, and a bit easier to get to. And the quests are like, oh, fetch X amount of these, or kill X amount of these, and you get the picture. The leveling process, you just level up your experience bars here. You gain experience for killing enemies, gain experience for completing quests, and exploring like new areas as well. And yeah, just your typical MMO really, with a interesting twist on the combat. Oh, and there's achievements as well. So for all you achievement whores over there, we'll just finish up this quest. Yeah. Yeah, I really like this MMO so far. The world's nice, the combat feels good, and the frame rate is usually consistent. When I'm not recording, I'll generally get like over 100 FPS or so. I'll check the map here. Quite a detailed looking map. It shows all your quests and where you need to go to turn it in and everything. Like, I really like this indicator where it shows you where to go. I just completed this quest, and oh, I get some new robes. I'll get that. Accept this new one. See what we get from that. And it's nice that it shows all the stat bonuses you get from picking these items, which is always nice. And ooh, let's go down here, shall we? You can also sprint as well. Look at that. Being able to sprint in MMO. That's what I've always wanted. Yeah. And it's nice that the dialogue pops up as well, so you can see just the NPCs talking. And everything is pretty much nearly all voice acted, which is nice. That's what I liked about Star Wars The Old Republic. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the questing. Each each world has its own storyline, as you can see here, and it has all quests related to that. And you've got your explorer quests down by there. You can discover new ones as you go along. I'm probably just going to focus on my side quests and stuff here. I've got to keep going forward. You never really feel lost in this game, which is nice. Which might put some people off, because it does hold your hand a lot. But I haven't really come across anything challenging yet, if I'll be honest. Like, as you can see, I'm just taking out these rather easy enemies. We did fight against a boss before we left the world, but that was like easy. Didn't take too much strategy, considering this is the early levels, I guess. As for bugs and glitches, I have not actually found out any yet, so that's always a good sign. The only real problems I have is just the frame rate dropping sometimes, and even then it's still very playable. So if you pretty much have a modern PC, you can run it, as it doesn't even look that fantastic. It's not that demanding. And as for player activity, I saw quite a lot in the tutorial world. There's quite a lot of players then, but this is the reason you're not seeing many now is because this planet is this class's race specific. Because every race has their own like quest area that they go to after the tutorial world, I think. That's pretty much what I've gathered from this. So I'll be able to meet some other players in different planets later on eventually. Because we're exiles, we're always constantly on the move and looking for new areas to live in. So I've tried both sides of I've tried both sides, and I think I actually like the exiles a bit more, to be honest, because they feel like very much like the rebels from Star Wars, and the Dominions like this all-powerful empire which rules the capital, and they banished the exiles, so you kind of feel like you're trying to find your own way in the world, in this big open world. As for races, there's quite a lot of races to choose from. There's, I think, 8 in total, and each has their own like unique trait and their own backstory to it. As for classes, there's quite a lot to choose from there as well. I like the Spellslinger a lot. Definitely, this has got to be my favourite class, as I really enjoy to play ranged characters. Though I'm not being very ranged at the moment. Just avoid that. There we go. Get rid of him. Yeah, as you can see, you can pretty much solo this. But it's a lot of fun with friends. I've tried it with friends, and it's so fun. And we're hoping to play more of it later on. So yeah, this is fairly active now that it's become free to play, and you can just sign up for it and download the clients, and yeah, just feel free to join, because I would highly recommend it. Now for the PvP combat, I haven't actually gone into too much detail on that, but I've heard that it's quite unbalanced in its current state, so we'll have to go and see what that's all about. And like the core elements, the core gameplay of it is really good, which is awesome. And it's just the way, it's just hard for new players apparently to catch up with the current players, because they've all got really high level gear, and it's quite hard to get into for new players. But I have yet to try it out, so hopefully they've improved it somewhat from what it was before. Definitely check that out. Basic, and for the inventory system, it's fairly basic. As you can see, you store all items you pick up in your bags, and you can get more bags by finding them and by getting them from quest rewards and all that. You can buy new ones as well. I assume you can. As you can see, I've got my money there. Yeah, the loot system is very standard. Just pick them. It's nice that it picks up all the loot with that just one button. Like if you're in groups, it'll have a role, so players can choose whether to need or greed it, and depending on the highest roll, they'll get it. Kind of like WoW as well. I think that's pretty much the game covered. This is how far as I've got anyway. As for my overall opinions on it, I genuinely love the combat. I think it's really good. I love these type of games, and I like leveling up, and I like exploring new worlds as an exile. It's pretty good, if I have to say so myself. Questing is fun. I haven't encountered a quest I don't like yet, and nothing particularly too challenging. Maybe this. Oh, this is. I think this is a boss, like a mini boss, and he's like not even challenging at all. As you can see there, took him out with no problems. Yeah, that's it for my opinions, I think, guys. I highly recommend you guys try it out, considering it is free to play now. All you have to do is sign up and download the client. So go out and play it, guys. That's me out. Thanks for watching.